people can see if you're passionate. People can see if you live and breathe this brand. Absolutely. It's like, hey, we quit our jobs. We are so full in.
Yes.
I mean, we're younger women, and they could tell that, hey, we're not going to let this fail.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. If you vibe, don't hit you. People who ride with you, get it live. You can paint that picture. Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, Rumblers. All right, so welcome. We got a really good episode I'm excited for. Dave, what episode are we on? 7, 8? 8 went on. It's been a busy couple weeks, but I'm all about quality. So our guests today, you guys are in for a treat. They are thriving, 2 young, beautiful, entrepreneurial girls that are fucking crushing it in life. We have Nicole and Alexis, owners of Après Hours, espresso martini brand. And guys, thank you so much for coming. Nicole and I have been coordinating this for, I feel like 6 months now.
Yeah, it feels like that long. Hey, you slid in my DM. Come on.
I did. And I got denied, like most women deny my DM. So I went to Nicole. We'll get to that in a minute.
Said I'm having this one.
Yeah. So obviously, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm really excited. I want to hear your story. Everyone wants to hear your story. So here we go. We've got Nicole and Alexis. I have noticed you guys, we have a lot of mutual friends in Dallas. And so I saw you guys' social media is fucking fire. It's like great. Like your social media presence, it makes me want your product. So
love it.
All you listeners out there, definitely watch this on YouTube because these girls are hot. And basically, I saw you guys on Instagram and I'm like, okay, this is fucking dope. Like espresso martini in a can. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And so then your content is so I gravitate towards it because like the way you guys work the videos and the music, like again, it makes me want your product. So I DM'd Alexis first, and we could pull up the DM if you want, but it was just like, hey,
love the DM.
Hey, love what you're all about. We'd love to have you on the podcast. No reply. But to Nicole, me and Nicole, we hit it up. We had a phone call, and I was like, hey,
you hit it off. Immediately called me an hour later. I was like, whoo.
There you go.
So you think you guys hit it off?
Well, I mean, when someone responds, that's always the first step.
Step 1, respond. Step 1.
So I talked to Nicole. I talked to you on the phone, and I was like, hey, I love what you guys are doing. Like, how did you fucking start this brand? And so you told me a couple of things that stuck out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. You're persistent, kind of like me. You're persistent.
Yeah.
You're driven. You're motivated. But before we get into all that, let's go into the partnership. So where are you girls both born and raised?
So I am originally from Plano, Texas.
Amazing.
Born and raised. Now I live in Dallas. We both live in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Prosper girl, born and raised, but live in Dallas now.
Nice. And so you girls are relative the same age. You're within a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So at what point did you guys meet?
So we were coworkers first and then friends second. We used to work at a major PR firm probably 8 years ago. And then we went our separate ways. She worked for a PR or a boutique PR firm. And then I worked for a national watch company called Jack Mason.
I've seen them on Instagram.
Yeah, I used to run that. But we just remained best friends. We used to work out together. We did charity events together. We did all the things together. And then we decided, let's start an alcohol company. Why not? That's the best thing to do.
Whenever we had the idea, it just made perfect sense because we've worked together on so many levels. We're also best friends, but being able to put on charity events or just being coworkers and still being able to be friends, we just know how to work together really well. So whenever we had the idea together, it was a no-brainer that we should do this together.
I love that. And so you alluded to the fact, like, you guys did a lot together. You would work out together and you used to work together. And so when you guys
work together,
we still work together.
But I'm saying but to spark the working relationship, I'm saying like you guys first started working out at the PR firm.
Yeah, 100%.
So my question is, did you have a massive amount of respect for each other? Do you guys work similar? Do you work different? When you were working together with the same company, what were your guys' styles?
I think we both knew, not only working at the PR firm, but like working at these charity events and doing other things together, we knew that we had the same work ethic. So that really helped us, you know, decide that we would be great business partners together. Because sometimes people go in and they're like, oh, my best friend would be such a great business partner. And usually that's not the case. But luckily, we worked together before. We knew each other's work ethic and kind of went from there.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I have so many friends. We both have so many friends that we could never work with just because we don't think the same.
Yeah.
Name anybody.
Won't name anyone. But it's so nice because people always say when they're so busy, they wish they had a clone of themselves. And it's nice because Alexis is an extension of me.
Yeah.
So it's like we both have the same work ethic. We both have the same routine. We work hard, and we know we can count on each other in personal life and in business.
Yeah.
And that's so important to have.
Yep.
So it's nice that there's two of us who kind of have the same brain and way of thinking,
Yeah.
creative as well.
Yeah, I mean, we were in a meeting the other day and I introduced myself as Nicole. And I was like, hey, I'm Nicole. And I go, wait, no, I'm not. I am not Nicole. But we're just so, you know, grained in and like we just know the whole speech and all of that. So
Yeah.
all of that.
You guys are always in alignment with each other.
Exactly.
We're always in alignment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's my wife. We're married.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah.
Legally, we are.
There you go.
Legally, we're tied.
Yeah.
Wait, like, is there a story behind that?
No.
Oh.
We're married. We went to Vegas.
Got it.
No, our LLC ties us together.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so both in the suburbs in Dallas, and did both you girls go to college?
Yes, I went to Texas Tech. I did not graduate. I left my third year, junior year. I realized it wasn't for me. I had a great internship at the time. And so I left February of that spring of junior year. I actually just got in my car and went home. And my parents were like, what the hell? No, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am. So I actually walked into the internship. They had no idea I was coming. And I
The
said, hey,
internship?
yeah. And
Okay.
I said, hey, can I have a job? And they're like, aren't you in college? And I was like, yeah, but that's not for me. So let's do this thing. So,
Yeah.
and then they hired me.
Look at that. That's fucking awesome. And so, Nicole, did you go to school?
Yeah. So I went to Oklahoma State, Cowboys,
Stillwater?
other
Stilly?
guns. Yep.
Yep.
Guns.
Stilly.
No pokes.
Stilly.
But I went all 4 years, marketing, fashion major, actually. So I always thought I wanted to be in the fashion industry, which is funny. But I studied abroad in Italy for a little bit,
Wow.
interned
That's
at New York
cool.
Fashion Week, junior and senior year. Really wanted to go the fashion route, but ended up staying in Dallas, getting a great job
Yep.
in marketing and PR,
Mhm.
and kind of went with that. I still got to do like the creative lifestyle stuff. So I really love that I got to do something different every day.
Yeah.
And honestly, now we're in alcohol and it's just hilarious because if you asked me even 4 years ago if I was going to be in the alcohol industry, I'd laugh.
You're
Yeah.
gonna start an espresso martini company.
That's awesome.
And
So you guys meet at the PR firm. You have an immediate like respect for each other. You guys get along like day one, because you know some girls are like, I hated that bitch day one, and then a couple months
Yeah,
later,
day
day one, you guys are like, are you my best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, day
Exactly.
one.
So
Exactly.
you guys,
actually worked there before me. So whenever I was interviewing, she was in the room helping.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Like, this
And
is
you're like,
the
this is the fucking
girl.
hire.
This is my future business partner. So let's get her.
Let's get her in.
Let's get her in.
That's awesome. So you guys are working together, liking each other, and then lead us to segue into like how did this start? You've got this friendship, you guys respect and love each other. And so at what point did the conversation start where like, let's fucking get espresso martini in a
Alcohol.
can. Let's do it.
Well, during COVID, obviously we were all drinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Alexis and I, every Friday during the summer of 2020, we'd go sit outside
Every
of
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, honestly, Monday through Friday. Like 3 p.m., sit outside at Royal Blue, which is now Sadelle's in Dallas, grab ourselves a bottle of wine or a glass of wine, a cheese board, and like kind of coast through the end of the workday on our laptops because it's our only time to be outside and like social.
Yeah.
And one time we were just talking and we're like, honestly, I'm so tired of drinking wine. Like, we're not really beer girls, over drinking wine, and I'm not like a malt liquor person either. So we're like, I miss espresso martinis. Like, we used to have them all the time, and like we hadn't gone to a restaurant and sat down and had one in so long.
Yeah.
And then we're like, surely there has to be one in a can. Like, there's literally canned everything, like canned tequila, canned wine, canned whatever. Like, there has to be a canned espresso martini. Like, there's Kahlua. Like, someone's had to have done it. So
Plot twist. Nobody has done it. And we went to all of the liquor stores because that was the only thing open. And there was, Pabst Blue Ribbon. There was, other things, hard coffees filled with dairy, filled with sugar. They were absolutely disgusting, honestly. We drank them all. It hurt our stomachs. And it wasn't the espresso martini that we were used to. So we knew we were onto something. And both coming from hospitality backgrounds, we kind of reached out to our connections, asked for their feedback, and said, hey, we're thinking about this. What do you think about this? And, of course we got some no's, like, yeah, that will never work. If somebody hasn't done it, then, it shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
But that didn't let us stop us. So we kept going. And then we found a consultant to help us. He's been in the industry for a long time. And he kind of helped us guide us through the process and all of that. But ultimately, we got to Après Hours.
Yeah, it was crazy because I felt like once we had the idea, it was the end of 2020, we started the process and we kind of looked at each other. And I don't know what clicked, but we were like, let's just try to ride this thing out until like we really hit like a block point. Like if someone says no, it can't be done, or we hit a major stopping point, then we will give it up. And once we started asking questions and meeting with people, we just kept going, and it was almost like too fast. Like we were going down the mountain way faster than up the mountain and way faster than what we anticipated. And we were meeting with co-packers, we were doing branding, we were doing all this stuff before we realized we have a brand. We actually had a brand, and it was crazy because it was from the end of 2020 to I think like February of 2021, and we got our LLC and like really started hitting the ground running.
That's amazing. That is fucking awesome. So I try to break things down into like blocking and tackling, like football, like just don't overcomplicate the thing.
Exactly.
Don't overcomplicate the process. And I personally feel that most people, especially business owners, they have a tendency to overthink the process. And so I'm thinking about what it would take to establish a liquor like brand in a can. In my mind is like, what does it come down to? Like, first off, what was your main objective to find something that tastes amazing? And you mentioned non-dairy.
So like dairy-free, gluten-free.
Was your main objective like, let's find something that tastes incredible, or let's find something that is dairy-free, or like, let's just put all these ideas on a fucking wall in our perfect world scenario, and then let's just come up with that product? I guess like, I feel like there's so many things that would take to make this brand, and you guys are killing it. So like, break it down for me of like, how did you put this concept idea in a can and have it taste so good?
Yeah, I mean, we were a little bit naive at first, which was a great thing.
I think
because exactly, we originally thought that we could just get a bartender to whip up a recipe. We'll get our graphic designer to create, the cans and everything. But that was not the case at all. We went to, a lab, created, all of these flavors. We went through 27 different variations of each flavor.
Wow.
To create the perfect flavor. But yes, We wanted it to be dairy-free and gluten-free, but we also wanted it to taste good.
Yeah.
Those were our main objectives. And then we also wanted the packaging to relate to the espresso martini that you drink at a bar.
Yeah.
Very elevated, very, high class.
Yeah.
You're not looking at, your original ready to drink packaging.
Yeah.
We wanted something that resonated with us, resonated with our customers.
So how do you find a lab to do this?
I used to call it the Willy Wonka factory.
Yeah, the Willy Wonka factory.
Like, I'm half retarded. So like, do you just Google like alcohol lab to create drinks?
So it's like what we said earlier. We met with a lot of people for months in the industry, and people connected us to other people, and other people connected us to other people. And when we found, we ended up hiring a consultant who has been in the industry. And just because connections in the alcohol industry are so important, and we needed that in between, especially during COVID when these co-packers and flavor houses weren't meeting with people. We needed an in-between, someone to make that connection for us. So we interviewed a couple flavor houses, a couple co-packers, and ultimately found our perfect partnership. But it's definitely not something you can just Google. You kind of have to have the relationship, and you have to talk to a lot of people and shake a lot of hands and like really show that you're passionate about it, because a lot of co-packers and factories don't even
look at you.
get you.
What's a co-pack?
Especially during COVID
They kind
too.
of have to choose you too.
We did this during COVID, so a lot of these factories were closed. So that was a little setback for
That's a
us.
challenge.
Yeah, it was a
You have a product, you
challenge.
want to make a product, and it's like, well, you don't have a
Right.
place to.
I mean,
Like
originally
helium cans shortage, or like they can't get the alcohol test in time. Just all the setbacks
Yeah.
hit them.
Now,
we did them all.
yeah. So were you guys working full-time jobs while creating this? And then at what point did you guys burn the boats and go all into this? Because I want to talk about like funding. Like, did you have to have a lot of funding to start this?
Yes, we had to raise capital.
Okay.
But we did have jobs up until the point where it was like, okay, we actually have a product and we are focusing full time on this, especially for raising capital.
Yeah.
When you're raising capital, these people don't want to hear, oh, we've got another job that we're focused on.
No.
They want to know that you are fully
Yes,
in.
100%.
So we needed to quit our jobs. Obviously, we were consulting for some people just to, get that income. But with the capital raising, you had to be full in. That was one of the first questions they asked. Like, do you have a job or do you have another job? Are you full in? And we are.
Industry is not a cheap industry. We're like, of course, we pick one of the most expensive industries to go into, but
Very much so.
not a cheap industry. And I mean, once we were committed and both of us were in that mindset, we kind of had a game plan, especially when we were coming out of lockdown in 2021 and we started going back to work. We knew we couldn't juggle both, and we wanted to be all in. And we knew the only way we could get this off the ground is if we were all in. Yeah. So we wanted this to be our number one. Of course, we had, like Alexis said, side hustles to kind of keep us going as far as making some sort of income. But besides that, we were really all in on Après Hours, and that was our priority because we wanted to get it to market as fast as possible, because if you're not one of the first ones, then somebody else is going to do it. And we wanted to be one of the first.
God, I love that. So you guys are so inspired to like pioneer this and like, hey, we got to do this. No one else is doing it. So did you finalize the taste and the product and then went to go to raise capital so you could go to your potential investors like, hey, we've done all this?
It was a little mixture of both. So we had the concept, we had the packaging. So our first investors, we presented that, obviously. And then once we had the flavors, we presented to more investors.
Yeah.
But it's really about confidence and
passion,
and not so, obviously, your product as well, but people can see if you're passionate. People can
Yeah.
see if you live and breathe this brand. It's like,
Absolutely.
hey, we quit our jobs. We are so full in.
Yes.
I mean, we're younger women, and they could tell that, hey, we're not going to let this fail.
Yeah.
And we are full send in. We have these connections. We have these partnerships with these retailers. And if you want to invest in us, then let's go.
Yeah, and ultimately people invest in you, and I think
Yes.
people saw how passionate we were, and
Mhm.
we knew that, I mean, it was going to be off the ground. Like, failing wasn't an option. We
Yeah.
were going to get it launched. And of course, we met with a lot of people who strung us along for a long time or just said no right off the bat, but they always come back.
They always come back.
So it's like that
But
boomerang.
It's almost like a boyfriend and girlfriend. They always
Yeah.
come back.
They always.
They always come back. But once we have a great group of investors, and
They're so
We-
helpful.
yeah, we have
They're very
relationships
helpful.
with all of them. It's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
And it honestly, without them, it wouldn't have been able to be what it is right now
Correct.
Without you too.
without us.
Yeah. So
Men.
just like
Passion.
when you're a kid and you got to sell candy for school for a fundraiser, like you go to friends and family.
Yeah.
So how does it work, like raising capital? Because you said how lucrative it is to be in your space, to have relationships. So
Sure.
did this consultant help line you up with potential investors, or did you go to friends and family, or a
No,
little
not
bit
a
everything?
consultant. We
Like
had
who did you go to raise the capital to make it?
Yeah, we had angel investors. We met with a lot of people, and those people kind of led us to other people where it's like, hey, this person might want to invest. And
Yeah, we created a deck, and
Mhm.
ultimately we met with people. I mean, for us, we had been in the marketing PR world, so we knew a ton of people in Dallas already. So whenever we started this, we really did have the support of a lot of people, and people did want to help us out.
Nice.
So if someone knew someone who was interested in investing in something like what we were doing at the time, they connected us. So we got to meet with a lot of people, and we're really blessed for that. We did get a lot of no's, but I mean, that
yeah,
also
but
comes
screw
with-
'em. Like I said, they always
also
come
comes
back.
with- They do always come back. We got a lot.
So you've had people that
all
you
the
pitched
no's,
that said
all
no,
the
they came back and
no's.
say, hey, you know what? Can I get
A
in
lot
now?
of
Yes, all of the
You
no's
just want them to go fuck
that
themselves,
we
or like?
received, they came back and they said we want to invest.
So what did you say?
We said goodbye.
You wouldn't let them in?
No, I mean,
Because it's like, if you didn't believe in me
yeah, if
then,
you
like
didn't believe in
why?
us at first, we pitched you, we gave our heart,
Mhm.
and now that you see that we're selling, we are, being successful. Obviously, we have so much more to do,
Yeah.
but you didn't believe in us at first, so go invest in something else.
Look at that. That's fucking great. And I see you guys following you on the gram. Like, you guys like always travel with the product.
Always.
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 So you always check a bag wherever you go.
Or we ship it beforehand.
Yeah, okay. Because you guys have been on some pretty badass vacations lately.
That's
Let's
our
talk about that.
diet.
Après
So-
Hours espresso.
So you guys love to travel.
Love to travel. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of where the name came from too. Après Hours means after hours. We both love to ski. And so, après skiing. But
cool.
we also, we love to travel. And it's kind of part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Drinking an espresso martini, you feel luxurious. You feel like, oh, this is, I'm supposed to be drinking this. I'm on vacation. I'm winding down. It's after hours. So
To pick me up.
need to pick me up. So, we're just living the lifestyle that we created.
Origin technically was in London, so it's just like that very.
We haven't been to London yet.
I know, we need to go.
We all gotta go.
Get inspired.
Well, I will say that, no bullshit, this tastes really good. So just so you guys know, listen, I'm drinking the classic. I cracked open the vanilla. These are my two favorite. It's like a very light.
Salted tomato.
So before you even told me it was not, so I have a high sensitivity to dairy, like basically lactose intolerant, but high sensitivity. So I go out of my way to like not do dairy. So the first thing I noticed was that it was light. And so it's interesting.
That's exactly what we wanted.
So interesting you say that it's dairy-free and gluten-free as well.
Right.
Right.
And out of a can, I think you don't want anything you're drinking out of a can to be thick or creamy or even feel like heavy at all, especially in the summer. You want it to be really light, refreshing, and just like a boost.
Yeah, and you can
Boost
always
energy.
add to it as well. Like if you are that milk type of person, you can add almond milk, oat milk, regular
Yeah.
milk, 2% milk,
Yeah.
whatever it
We'll
is.
make alpha
Ice cream, yeah, ice cream floats.
That's cool.
But
Mix it
you
all.
can't take away from it. So we wanted
Yeah.
to make it light, refreshing, especially for the summer or whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, they're 10% alcohol, dairy-free, gluten-free, and they have equivalent to a shot of espresso. So you really don't need anything else. We
Yeah.
stick a straw in it, just like you're doing,
Yeah.
and we call it a day.
I love that. This is so fucking that I am so inspired how you guys just started this brand and this company. And how many is it like kind of the premise of Shark Tank when this is a stupid question, but like when you go to potential investors, is it kind of the premise of Shark Tank where you have a formal meeting and you meet somewhere and you say, all right guys, so I'm like, we want to walk you through our product and love to, explain to you the business model and tell you what we have, and you let us know and whatever.
It is. They're all sharks.
Yeah.
We
They're
actually
all
have
sharks.
a guest shark.
We
as
do.
one of our investors.
We have a guest shark.
Like someone on Shark Tank is one of your investors?
Yes, he
Are we
was a
not allowed to
guest
say
shark
what his name is?
on Nirav Tolier. He invented Nextdoor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Nah.
he's been very helpful. We
Yeah.
love him. We're so glad he's one of our investors.
That's awesome.
So technically, we've been on Shark Tank.
There you go.
But I mean, all of them, they are sharks. I mean, of course, we have our angel investors, but they're not going to invest in something just because we're friends with them.
Yeah.
They want their return as well.
Sure.
So we do call them all sharks, and we meet with them monthly.
person
They
or something?
in person.
Yeah.
They ask us hard questions, which sometimes we don't want to answer because we're like, whoa, whatever.
But it only makes us better.
It
Yeah.
does, and they're very helpful, and they understand that we're new to being entrepreneurs.
Sure.
We're new to the alcohol industry,
Yeah.
and they're just here to help.
Yeah. And you could appreciate it. I mean, again,
Exactly.
like when someone's being hard on you, like, yeah,
we prefer it.
that.
Yeah, we prefer
It
it.
gets you
We have
better.
thick skin.
It makes
We
you
don't
better.
want, you're doing great, but
You're really not.
yeah.
Yeah. Like tell us.
Like, tell us what we're doing wrong,
Yeah.
and we'll fix it.
So I have seen you guys. The thing I really like about you guys is that I see you do a lot of like, what are they called? Like meet and greet or like pop-ups. Like you guys are out in the
Pop-up.
community and you're fucking like
both.
you're showing the brand. But I've seen you at I saw you at liquor store. I saw you at Neiman Marcus,
Yeah.
which
we're
is
everywhere.
awesome. I saw you guys like talking to a bunch of, it was like a women oriented
Yeah,
group.
We're just in Austin this
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah.
On a panel.
No, but even a couple months ago, you got like
Neiman's
when you
event.
and I had first started talking, you did a thing at like Neiman, I think.
Yeah, we did a Neiman's event.
Yeah.
Designer.
Would sing a step.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah. So
It's
when-
really cool.
So Nicole, when you and I had talked on the phone the first time, you had shared a story, and I don't want to butcher it, but like, I want to know like how you're getting into these major distributors. I mean, like for all you guys listening, like Goody Goody is a massive. Are they only in Texas? Are they all over?
They're only in
Everything's in
Texas.
Texas.
Okay, so
We're
so
also
you guys,
Total Wine and Specs as
Yeah.
well.
We're in the Three Giants.
yeah. So you guys,
The
that-
big boys.
yeah. So you guys are in Texas, like they're in the big boys. You guys aren't in Texas, like these girls are in the big boy, heavy hitter, high volume, high traffic areas where people are buying like liquor. So you had told me a story of how you got into, I think, Goody Goody,
No, it was Central Market.
Central Market.
Mhm.
And so I just want to, I just feel like I remember you telling me you went to go meet some high up and he wasn't there and you fucking waited and then you like did something outside of his office
Yeah.
because you're like, this motherfucker ain't gonna dodge me now. Did you make like a balloon arch or some
So
signage?
he is known as the hardest person to get in touch with.
And this is who?
And this is Central Market.
Okay, so you guys
And
don't know,
we've
Central
been-
Market is like a very upper echelon grocery store.
Correct.
Very nice.
And so we've been emailing back and forth for a year,
Oh my God.
and finally he emailed us back And we're like, all right, this is our time.
Wait, hang on. You had reached out to him for a year and he never replied to one
Yes.
email.
So right when we launched,
This is
we
great.
dropped off
This is what I need to
samples
hear.
and we heard nothing back. Emailed him for a year, LinkedIn, did all the roundabouts, nothing. And we had sent him an email and he responded and he was like, yeah, drop off samples.
Yeah.
Drop off samples. And we're like, all right, we got to do something for this guy.
You can't just drop off samples. I mean, people
Samples every day.
Yeah, people drop
Yeah.
off samples every
There's no meaning behind it. There's no value.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we're like, you know what? Let's do something out of the box because the liquor industry, it's so old school.
Yeah.
And
Nobody's really like creative.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what? Let's create this big ass balloon. I mean,
It
this
was
balloon, huge. I don't even know.
Barely fit it through the door.
Oh, we could barely fit in our car.
Yeah.
And so we won't tell you his name, but we put on the balloon in our colors and we go, are you ready to shake things up? Blank. And with our packaging.
Espresso.
And so we
Yeah.
went into the office and his employees were like, hey, we're here for X, Y, and Z. Can you deliver this to him? All of his employees were like, who's going to deliver it? Who's going to deliver it? This is like,
You're talking about deliver this balloon?
yeah, deliver the balloon.
Because we didn't actually get to see him.
This
We had
is
to
a
drop it
scary
off.
guy. I mean,
Yeah.
like, he's like,
Just intimidating.
he's
just
intimidating,
cool.
like head honcho.
Okay.
We were like, he can't ignore a giant.
Yeah,
balloon.
yeah. I mean,
No.
like, nobody can pop it or throw it away.
Right?
So we went in with a balloon,
Dropped it off.
dropped it off. We could hear them saying, like, who the fuck is going to drop this off?
Give it to him.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they dropped it off 10 minutes later. And then 10 minutes later, we got an email and said, we want you in Central Market ASAP.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thinking outside of the box, no matter what industry you're in, like I said, the alcohol industry is so old school,
Uh-huh.
but we're all human,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, he's probably never gotten a huge ass balloon delivered to his office saying,
Right.
are you ready to shake things up?
Yeah, I love that.
You can't ignore it.
I love that.
It's just doing things differently. And that's what we always talk about with our brand, like being two females in this industry. Like, let's shake things up. Let's do things differently. Like, we don't have to do the old
norm.
school way of marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do those tactics, but like, we really want to be more than just an alcohol brand that has, you know, signage at liquor stores.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it was really
We
fun.
ran out and we're like, what the F did
Like,
we
just gave this
just
guy
do?
I
giant
cannot
balloon.
We just
He's
gave, and it
hate us
was
or
the
love us.
day before Valentine's Day.
Okay.
We're like, God, what do we do? But hey, we got the email 10 minutes later
Did
saying
he email you or someone from his team?
he
did.
emailed us.
Was he in the office or no?
I mean,
I
I'm
think
Probably.
guessing so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to have been there, but we didn't see him.
Yeah.
Now, is that one of your biggest accounts to date?
So we're just getting in right now.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
It takes a while to actually
With corporate accounts like that, it takes a little bit just to get in their system and all of that. But yeah.
So, in terms of volume, I have no idea. So, like, how many are you like shipping on a monthly basis?
Oh, we ship. So we can ship to 30.
Because there's 4 in a case, but do you ship cases like this or?
So we have an online platform where we ship cases like this in 4-packs, and people can buy them in 38 states, which is great. And it's
Okay.
been super helpful. COVID was one of the things that helped shipping alcohol online, and it's great for us because we can actually see where people are buying in other states, and it helps us just know what other states go into next. Obviously, Florida is huge for us, California,
New York.
Colorado, and
So when
New
you
York.
say obviously Florida's huge for us, why is it obvious?
I think it's just Florida.
They love their alcohol, man.
It's really known.
They love to party.
Florida.
It's a no-brainer.
Alcohol brands to launch in Florida, Texas, California.
Yeah. One of the so I love everything about it. It tastes really good. It's light. I like the labeling. The labeling, like, it is more like elegant, I think.
Mhm. That's exactly what we
I
wanted.
could see you girls just straight up kicking it in Aspen, fucking little, like, with your hollow outfit on the mountains, just like,
Oh, yeah.
days.
That's
This
the
is like
plan.
Colorado vibes.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
plan.
I
Like
know
Jackson Hole
We're going
vibes.
to do a pop-up
Boom.
in Aspen this summer, too. So
Yeah.
we'll be there.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I am. I was going to invite myself, but I just got invited technically.
You're invited.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So as far as your day-to-day, I mean, you guys have scaled. You guys, 38 states. That is amazing.
Yeah. And we just launched this past August, so we haven't been launched even a year.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the idea in the end of 2020, but it took us until August of 2022 to launch.
That's awesome. And as far as like projections, when you went to the Sharks, are you guys below schedule, on schedule, ahead of schedule as far as what you told the investors? Like, this is where we anticipate being.
We are ahead of schedule.
We actually had to
thankfully.
go into production again because when we first launched, we did a very small run because we just
Not that small.
not that small,
Well,
but
tell us,
I mean
tell us what
compared
that means.
to
small compared to
Well,
When you say small
the
run, you're
average
saying like,
person
hey, we need to
wouldn't-
make 1,000 cans.
No,
it's
no,
a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm just
Yeah.
for example purposes.
So in retrospect, as far as like a Budweiser or something, that we did a very small run compared to them.
But you're not comparing yourself to.
No.
I mean, you're in the same field, but
yeah, so we
So it
we
wasn't
did
a very-
smaller run
yeah.
at first, but then we ended up having to go into production again because we were selling out so fast, and we wanted to
I
make
mean,
sure
we
that
sold
did-
out in the first
are you
month.
guys like
Yeah.
are you guys not when you see these like POs come in? Are you guys like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god?
It's
Like, are you
very-
freaking out when you get these massive fucking orders?
You would think so.
Because I'm starting to
and
feel the passion.
I think if an entrepreneur is listening to this or, whoever, it's almost imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
And it's like, yes, we're getting, these POs, we're getting all of these accounts, all of this, but then it doesn't stop there.
it's like what's next? We
It's like,
always are like what's next.
This was our dream,
Right.
but now we have to go on the next step
Mhm.
because it
Got
doesn't stop there.
Correct.
Yeah. And I think it's been really cool because we've seen so much success within the first year, but it's like grocery was our
Hey, we haven't been here a year yet.
almost a year. Grocery was our next big goal, and we're getting into grocery now. And it's just always something next. Next will be other states. So it's just the more every time we hit a goal, we always look at what's
Raise
next.
the bar.
I know we need to learn how to
That's so
just
cool.
sit and celebrate,
Mhm.
but
I mean, everything you
Gotta
guys are
keep
doing,
going.
it's working. So, I mean, success without
Wow.
fulfillment is the ultimate failure. That's
Exactly.
that's one of the things that Tony Robbins,
Exactly.
like listening to him, that was a quote that hit like really deep. So like, as far as like fulfillment, I mean, you guys are traveling the world, you're best friends, you work with each other, you love each other. I mean, what's next? Just keep kind of raising the bar and
Keep crushing it.
going.
Keep going in more retailers. Keep spreading the word. Our slogan is, it's time to shake things up.
I love that.
So we want, and kind of, I mean, obviously it's a play on words, but we want other women to shake things up in whichever industry
Sure.
they're in.
Yeah.
So as Nicole mentioned before, we're not only an alcohol brand. Obviously, do what you want to do with it. We drink it all the time, every day. But we want women to feel inspired by us because we didn't come from the alcohol industry. And we want them to, whatever industry you're, thinking about or whatever, like, hey, maybe I could do this, but I don't know anything about it. You know what? Shake things up. Do it. Why
Yeah.
not? Life is
Yeah.
so short.
Yeah.
I know. I think that's the number one question people ask us, and we always get asked to just sit and talk about kind of how we got started. And I think it's hard to wrap your head around how you get from
Point
an
A to point
idea
Z.
to what you see in front, but it's just working on it every single day. Like every day, do something to put one foot forward.
Yeah.
And then we woke up and we had an alcohol brand. Like
Yeah.
it's just every single day you have to work at it, and then the rest just falls into place. It's
Yeah.
it's that simple,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
So let me ask you something. How how many times did you think about quitting throughout the process?
We didn't.
Honestly, never.
It was
And why is
kind of what we kind of alluded to before. If we ever got to a stopping point and we promised both of each other, if we ever got to a stopping point where we really couldn't make it happen, that's when we would quit. But we never got to that stopping point. And I think having us both being best friends, business partners, we got to vent to each other like, oh, hell, this, and lots of cussing.
fuck this?
Yeah, fuck this, fuck that,
Yeah.
damn it, what, COVID, F this. But at least we had each other.
Yeah.
And success was our main goal. And we weren't going to let that stop us.
Yeah.
And, of course, like sometimes it's like, maybe should I quit? But it really never crossed our mind.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We had a
no.
vision. We had what we wanted. And that's so important to anybody starting a company. If you are so passionate about what you're doing, you're not thinking about quitting.
Right.
Yeah. And I think anytime we got hesitation from anyone, it just motivated us more. We're like, we'll show them.
Yeah.
Get
Like
ready.
you got something to prove.
Yeah.
Get ready.
It was more of like, all right, we'll work harder. We'll
Yeah.
show you that we're going to do it. And when we did, it felt good.
Yeah.
So there was really
And
never...
we're still doing it.
we're
Still
still-
feels good.
We're still doing it. But there was never a point where we wanted to quit. It was just like, let's work harder and get this going faster and like, let's keep going.
That's so cool.
And don't get us wrong. I mean, it's hard work.
Sure.
It's
Everything's hard.
hard work. I mean, this is a tough industry.
Mhm.
I mean, there's so many brands. There's so many, people that you have to talk to that you don't want to talk to. But don't let that stop you.
Yeah, I
And
mean-
it's going to be in any industry.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you like it's hard speech. It's like being single is hard, being married is hard, being in
Mhm.
shape is hard, being out of shape is hard, being rich is hard,
Exactly.
being poor is hard.
Right.
Being like
Choose
you,
your heart.
You pick your fucking heart.
Yeah.
And so it's all perspective. And I think
Exactly.
that you girls, it's so cool to see how well you guys are aligned constantly. And also you have such a deep trust and love for each other, which is why you guys click. So
Cool.
it's so cool to see you guys like, it's so cool to see you guys just like come up with this vision, be committed with one each other. And I could like genuinely see how much respect and love you guys have for each other. So like, there's no question. Like, I think when people, I'm so like blessed to have an opportunity to get to know you. But like when I see you girls in a fucking billboard in Times Square or whatever, like I won't be surprised. Like some people will go to me, like my daughter will be like, oh my God, those girls from, Après Hours, like, did you see it? I'm like, yeah. And she's going to go like, oh my God, but how did they meet this celebrity? And I go, I'm not surprised. Like, Dad, did you see on TikTok?
that.
She's like, I'm not surprised. Like, I will not be surprised as I will see you guys continue to like build your empire, because like it's all your perspective. Like you
Right.
girls
It
took every no
really is.
as an,
We're
one,
scrappy.
yeah.
We figure it out. We don't take no for an answer.
Nope.
If you say no to one of us, there's two of us.
Yeah, there's two of us.
Well, if one of you say no,
Yeah,
then I-
You can't say no to both of us.
That's so cool. No, I love that. So you're gonna keep building, keep scaling, and then where can everyone find you guys?
So you can find us in 200 plus retailers,
Damn,
Texas.
bam.
We'll be in Central Market at the end of the month, and then another grocery store at the end of the month, but we won't say who.
Right.
But it's a big one. And then also, Total Wine, Goody Goodies, Specs, all of that. And
Yeah.
then online at drinkaprehours.com. We ship to 38 states.
So my family in Ohio, they would wanna go-
Ohio?
can you ship there or
I
not?
don't think so.
There's
Legally.
certain states that you can't, that won't allow.
Legally.
Okay, everyone in Ohio, just hit me up. I'll buy you what you want and I'll ship
Yeah,
it to you.
send it.
Send
None of my business.
Because it's gonna be at my family parties.
And then
Yeah.
follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
We're
Yeah, we do a
huge
lot
on
of
social
giveaways.
media.
We're really funny. You can kind of see a day in the
love it.
life. I mean, a lot of people, want to be entrepreneurs or they
Yeah.
want to start their own thing or they just want to, see what's going on. We show the behind the scenes
Yeah.
and not the glamorous stuff sometimes, but also the funny
That's what
funny
people
Funny
things.
stuff. Us in liquor stores.
Yeah.
That's what people need to see. And social media is amazing on so many ways. The other perspective, I don't know, just it is what it is. It's amazing. It's
Yeah, it's some
beautiful.
not
It's
real.
great, but also it's a facade. People don't show you the
Sweating
grind
in
and
the
sweat.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
had to move 2 pallets, which is,
Which is
like,
a lot.
a lot of product.
Yeah.
Like 500
Ourselves.
pounds.
Yeah. Because,
Did you post it?
yeah.
Yeah, we did post
did.
it, but
See?
we made
There
it
you
look
go.
We
glamorous.
made it,
So.
yeah, it was
But don't make it look good.
It was 2 hours that we did a time
Ooh.
lapse
Yeah.
of just us going back and forth, moving from one pallet to the other.
Don't you have any little hunky college boys that can do that shit for you?
Hey,
or
we
you
like
just had
to
to get
do
it done.
ourselves. We
Gotta
like
get
to,
it done.
get it
Make sure it was done right.
done.
Nobody can
There
do
you go.
things
Yeah,
right better
especially
than
when
we
you're
can.
passionate. It's like, you know what? Damn it, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do
Yeah.
this ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
So will you guys ever order an espresso martini in another restaurant or absolutely not?
I mean, we always are drinking
Yeah,
espresso
we
martinis.
Right.
We love
But
espresso martinis.
But I could see both sides. I mean, I'm a sales guy, so I could see how you'd be like, I'm not going to fucking support. Or I could see you guys go, no, I want to see
No, we love
if there's
supporting.
something in it that might inspire you to ask, like, hey, would you put in this? And
We
you
love
guys go,
trying different espresso martinis too, because people are having fun with them now.
Yeah.
They're so popular, so
Yeah.
people are
We always ask
on the
for-
menu.
No dairy though.
Yeah, every time we order, we say no dairy, and I
Okay.
always get mine with tequila.
Stupid question. Are you ever allowed to bring this into restaurants and drink your own or no?
No.
No,
Can
I
you
mean, if
sneak
I mean, we
in?
do
sell
it.
at some bars,
I still
Yeah.
do it. I keep it in my purse.
Yeah.
I'm
we
always
always have
stacked.
on us.
Yeah.
You want an espresso martini? Go in my purse.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, that was great. I mean, I love your story. I love what you guys are all about. I can't wait to see you guys continue to grow and
Thank you.
be the big
Appreciate
shots that you
that.
are. I really appreciate.
We're just
guys-
getting started.
I thought we were
know.
gonna get personal.
I know we are. I got to get my phone. I like to do. I like to end the sessions with like rapid fire questions. So like, how many states have you had sex in? What's your best vacation you've been in? Just kidding. So hang on. Let me get my phone. I got to get the rapid questions. Okay. Ready?
Let's
All right.
rock.
Beach or mountains?
Beach,
Beach.
What's your favorite sport to watch in person?
Football.
basketball,
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Dog or cat?
dog, all day.
Yeah.
Come on.
Rap or country?
Rap, baby.
I'm 50-50. It has to depend on my
For
mood.
me.
50-50.
Can you hit a little rich flex for
I
me?
think Alexis has that little twerk in her. She's about to get going. Ski or snowboard?
Ski.
Ski.
Okay.
Après.
Who's the most famous person in your phone? You have their phone number.
Oh, right now
Yeah.
it's pretty relevant. James Kennedy. James Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Should we
shit.
prank call him?
That'd be awesome. Call him and be like, hey, I gotta call you back. I gotta call you back.
Hey, I'm on a podcast. Can we talk?
How'd you get that?
I was at Sir a very long time ago and he asked for my number, so
Yeah.
I kept it.
There you go. Okay. Netflix at home or movie at the movie theater?
Netflix at home.
Oh, movie theater.
I pick movie theaters.
I love the movie theaters.
Yeah. I like the old school.
Popcorn,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
There you go. Okay.
Netflix and chill.
Jordans or red bottoms?
Jordan.
Love that. What's the coolest vacation you've been on? You guys been on a lot.
Ooh.
You went to Ibiza lately?
We love
Uh,
Paris.
Paris.
It's our favorite.
Paris
You were-
all day, every day.
Really recent.
Yeah, for her birthday.
Paris all day, every day.
Are there-
Really?
I will move there one day.
I love
Really?
Yes.
What did you like so much about it?
It's beautiful.
The city
people are
just loves
amazing.
us. It's easy. We love
the
it.
city loves us.
They're just so
And we love it
hospitable,
right
like,
back.
you
Oh
got,
my
like a vibe?
God.
Are the
It's a
guys
city of love.
were the guys like all over you or
Oh.
what?
The guys,
guys,
the girls,
Really?
the food.
Everyone's so nice. It's
That's
just
It's
the
spectacular.
nightlife. It's just a movie. It really is a movie.
That's dope. I
We'll
would
go back tomorrow.
Same. Don't tempt me.
Who's a person that's dead or alive that you would really want to party with?
I would want to party with Dua Lipa.
Okay.
Oh, she's cool.
She's a performer, right?
Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
Or like, no, that's weird.
Were you gonna say like Drake because you were just singing Rich Flex?
I've already partied with him.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That's dope. Now, you mean party like you were backstage and you were with him, or like he was in the same club as you?
And we were at the same table and we were handing out shots.
And you talked to him?
Yeah.
Is he cool?
Awesome.
I heard he's really cool.
He's super cool. Chill.
Were you there with her?
No.
Shay Mitchell is with him.
Damn.
Probably would not recognize me for a sec. But guess what? I remember you, baby.
Okay, you girls, you doing a lot of part-time dating, or do you guys have a full-time lover right now?
Ooh.
Because the guys have been at the edge of their seat watching this episode, like, single or not? Can I hire at the DM? How do we get these girls?
You can slide in the DM.
Okay.
You can definitely.
Well, I tried.
But like,
I tried.
I'm-
Failed.
Single,
just like
part-time dating.
slide in the DM, but don't come on too strong.
Yeah. So like, what's like the worst slide that you've had?
Oh,
like-
there's been a lot of that.
I need to
The
know.
worst
I need to
one
know like the cringy
lately,
stuff.
This guy, just not my type. Just not anyone. Very, very nice man, but I think he was saying, we vibe together.
Did you meet him?
No,
This is just a DM.
this is just a request.
Okay, so he's like,
We
I think
vibe together. We would be so cool. I want you to meet my friends. I want you to meet my family.
aggressive.
I've never messaged this man.
It's aggressive.
So I was like, okay, I'll meet your family. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But that's the most recent one I've gotten. But
Okay.
people are weird. out
People are
there.
so weird. Honestly, there's
Yeah.
more weird ones than
Yeah.
normal ones.
Yeah, I bet. Nicole, sure.
The most weirdest.
Yeah, like what's like a weird random one that you got?
I get weird random ones all the time.
Got it.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
You gotta give us.
I don't know. Yeah,
Give
give
us some juice.
something, man.
Come on.
I'm like, what do I know?
Yeah. What do
So
you
there's a lot of
know?
people that like say like, I'll give you $1,000 if you talk to me.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
That's
why?
weird.
Why would I
Yeah,
talk to
why?
you?
Why don't you just take the $1,000?
Yeah, man, save it.
Take
Save your money.
shopping.
Open up a business.
If you go on a date
God
with
damn
me.
it. Buy Après Hours with that $1,000.
I think
That's
it's
so
funny
funny.
because people will message me and then I won't respond. And then how they get to me is
Yeah.
they ask about Après Hours. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I have to respond.
That's kind of like the
It's
trick that
so
guys
true.
like.
yeah.
Like
it's
guys hit up like a realtor, like, hey, show me this house.
I
Yeah.
was reading
No.
Alexis a lot of like DMs from guys and all of them
From where?
from a dating app.
Yeah.
And all
You
of
gotta crush it
them,
on Bumble or
all of the
Hinge.
conversation started with espresso martinis. Like, ooh, I love
Yeah.
espresso martinis. Oh, you own
Yeah.
a ready to drink espresso
I mean, that's a pretty
martini.
good soft landing.
No, it is.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Are you on dating apps?
I'm not.
Are you?
yeah.
Really?
Just one.
See,
I like
that's
to be in person.
so that surprises me because I feel like you're catch, like you could get dudes. So like, do you find it- but I'm saying like this is a good segue into like what I talked to Melissa Platt about, right? Like she's really pretty, she's successful, she's driven, she's independent. You girls are all that. So like for some guys that I think aren't confident in themselves, they would look at a good-looking girl that's fucking successful and driven as intimidating, right?
Mhm.
Now that's more on him than her. But as guys, it's like
And
well,
he's
that's,
not my type.
Exactly.
so like Melissa was saying, like, I don't give a fuck if you are a millionaire. Like I want you to have drive and
Yes.
ambition.
Oh yeah.
But, like,
100%.
What are
I
some
don't care
qualities?
if you have money, whatever it is, but if you have drive, if you know what you want in
Yeah.
life, obviously nobody truly knows what they want in life, but like at least you have a
I think you guys know
vision,
what you want.
all of that, then like game on.
That's why I like talking about it, because with social media and the media,
Mhm.
there's the narrative that's put out there, right?
Oh, yeah, of
So there is a narrative right now among men that like, okay, women that are more entrepreneurial, like that's not really desirable for a man, because like for a man, like I'm saying like there's a narrative that like
It's
the more
intimidating.
Yeah.
it is intimidating,
Like,
and also
intimidating.
it's like, well, then that could allow a woman to be less, not like faithful, but like submissive in certain ways.
Like feminine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a perception that women lose their femininity
Yeah.
if the more successful entrepreneur
Exactly.
they are. So as a guy, guys are gonna look at you girls and be like, well, fuck, that girl's beautiful, she's driven, but like what do they look for in a guy? Because now
Do this.
do you
will
only
she
look
cook
for a Fortune 100
me, all
company
this.
executive?
Yeah.
But to Melissa Platt's point, you guys are kind of in alignment, like, and this is why it's good to hear, like, you don't need a man that's necessarily making like 7
Yeah.
figures a year, but
And
you
I
want a
don't
man
cook.
but you want a man that's confident,
cook.
that's driven, and has
Yeah,
ambition.
exactly. You have to be driven
Got it.
in order to date me.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's
Always.
just, it's a mutually beneficial partnership. It's like how
Yeah.
Alexis and I are. You need someone who helps you grow and motivates you and has the same work ethic and hustle as
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
And then it will obviously work. If not, then bye.
Because we both wake up at 4:45 a.m. So if you're sleeping until 1 p.m. or
Oof,
whatever it
red
is, it's
flag.
like, hey, my day is already over.
Yeah, it's like dinner time to you.
And what are we going to talk about now?
Yeah.
So you have to be driven. You have to have not the same lifestyle, but, just the same mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, like certain things have to be important. Like we're in the alcohol industry, but we get up early, we work out, we have a routine. Like we make sure we are mentally, physically, emotionally strong. Like before we start our day.
Yep.
And just that's what we would look for in a partner as well.
You got 2 guys. One guy is a top 5% income earner. He's tall, dark hair, handsome, whatever, overly successful. He won't be as committed to you. He won't be as engaged with you. He won't be as emotionally connected to you. Then you have guy number 2 who makes $73,000 a year. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. He's super driven. He's loyal. He's faithful. He's committed to you. Can't give you the lifestyle that a woman might desire, but he'll always like be there for you.
Guy number 2.
Number 2,
Always.
100%.
It doesn't matter. I mean, money, you don't die with your money. That sounds morbid.
But also, you girls have your own money too. So
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
switches things up, is that like you don't need.
Yeah, I
you
think
would
that's
want.
why it's different. If
Right.
you feel like you need someone, it's never going to work. It's when you know you can be fine on your own.
I 1,000% agree.
Yeah, it's if you're thinking about
1,000%.
money, like play Kanye Gold Digger. Like, like
Yeah.
what's the reason? That's not gonna make you happy.
Right.
We love people. The second guy that is driven, does all of these things, we're gonna be more happy with him than the guy that's not emotionally attached, makes a lot of money, but what's that gonna give us?
Yeah.
It'll
A
give you nice things and
purse?
nice trips.
I lose my purses, so that's not gonna do well.
Yeah. And honestly, with like guy number 2, you can build something together. Like,
Yeah.
you
If he's
can-
driven,
yeah, if he's
too.
driven,
Yeah.
there's room to grow. You can motivate him in different ways. It's more about work ethic and I think how you treat someone than money, honestly.
100%.
It's awesome. You guys are great. That was a
You're
lot of fun.
great.
That was fun.
Après Hours.
Spilling the teeny.
Love it.
Spilling
This was really good.
The tea.
I really appreciate you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Man, love you guys.
Drink apples. Let's do a cheers, baby.
If you vibe, gon' hit ya. People who ride with ya, get it live.